Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Backstage with Al and J. Are you ready?
You what?
And now, your host, Al Silva.
Who? Hello, everyone. As I put in the title, quick stream tonight. Didn't want to not do it because we got a really good streak going here, and I'm not about to break the seal here. But I tell you this, people, every time I said, no, I really got a real important thing tomorrow. No, I do. Again, this time for real. Can't be late. In fact, not only can I not be late, I got to be early. So there's no way I can stay up till 2 a.m. Can't do it, not doing it. But to make up for the fact that I can only do a short stream, I want to, I've been wanting to play some acoustic guitar for a while. So I was like, oh man, I've been sitting down, and every now and then I get a little acoustic guitar and I go, oh man, I miss playing this thing. So I'll play the acoustic guitar for you people, and I'm sure you'll put your requests in the chat. Joining me tonight, as always, we have XX the J. Jason.
Me.
What's going on? How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm good now.
He's good now. That you hear the coffee machine in the back bubbling up that coffee. He gets to the end and it's like, "Hello, I'm ready for coffee." That's what I.
It doesn't
think.
even need an alarm saying like, "Oh, I'm done."
It's coffee time. Now, what's funny is, I gotta tilt this just. Or actually, I guess I tilt myself here. I was so excited because anybody that's joined us for a little bit, they've seen the different webcams I've went through in all the different paths, and it's like I keep having all these crappy webcams that I have laying around or I got from work, and then my sister Christina, she found this handy cam, like it's like a camcorder, but not like a 1980s camcorder, like it's like a maybe 10 years old camcorder, 1080p and all that stuff, and she's like, if you want it, you can have it. I was like, oh, sweet. So then I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, I'm looking on, it has one of those little screens, like fold-out screens, like an actual dedicated video camera. So I was like, oh, cool, this is exactly what I need. I'll use it as a webcam. And then I bought an HDMI cord and then a USB to HDMI convert. Basically, I spent $20 to get this thing to work, and then I plug it in, and I'm like, oh, this looks like shit. I'm like, no way. Jason's like, yeah, it's 1080p on the 2-inch screen. And then you blow it up to the normal screen size. I'm like,
I had one.
They can't keep getting away with
already.
this. They said 1080p. This is not 1080p, dude. Look at this. I'm pixelated. You might not notice it as much on the outside world because they already have to go through bitrate and compression and stuff like that. But, no, it's starting again. I forgot I was going to come up with a individual nickname for you. Carolina.
You can just
was
call
it Carl?
her asshole.
Carolina. Hello, welcome. My dad, it's about time. It is. And hopefully this is the last Tuesday I have to have band practice for a little bit. Because we have a big show on Friday at the Diesel concert venue in Chesterfield Township. We're playing Punk Festival, whatever they're calling it. I think they're calling it Punk Off Fest. There's like 10 or 11 bands on 2 stages. It's going to be nuts. We go on at 9 o'clock sharp. 9 o'clock sharp. We got the best slot out of all the slots because Michael of Infused Productions took care of us because he really likes us, which is really cool. I didn't get to do a commercial for him this time like I did last time because every time I put out a commercial, he goes, man, that was pretty sick, that commercial. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I just didn't have time for this one. So we're going to play there. It's going to be fantastic, and we have a special guest appearance at the very end. We're going to do a cover, and we're going to bring somebody up on stage to sing it. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to want to be there for it, or at least join the live stream, because of course I'll try to go live if I can, if there's Wi-Fi there. And if there's not Wi-Fi there, either way I'm going to record it, and I do want to get a really good recording of this because it should be a momentous occasion, hopefully, if we don't screw it up. So that'll be pretty cool. So anyway, that's why we've been practicing every Tuesday and Thursday, and then sometimes we'll pick up either a Saturday or Sunday, even though Gareth, he doesn't like doing Saturdays because he Uber drives, and that's obviously a big day for making money, so I get that. But we just practiced Sunday, and then now we just practice Tuesday. So this should be the last one for a little bit. And then now that means I should be able to come home from work, get everything ready, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as Jason walks in, I'm like, stream starting! Like,
That'll be every
drop his
Tuesday.
bags. Time to
Just
start.
me like diving into the frame, like.
I might just start it like as he's walking in, like, like, dude, I'm just walking in the door. Yep. Guess what? Stream time. Let's see here. Oh, Cheyenne's in the building too. Thank you, Cheyenne, for joining us here. And then my dad, how's the new song going with the band? They were just talking about it. It was so funny. So they were like, that new song, that was pretty cool, blah, blah. I was like, oh, what's crazy? My dad actually likes it because, most of the time, my dad has a very particular taste. This is the thing that's always a disconnect is like, there's two disconnects. One, I'm his son, so obviously there's a different level of evaluation and critique coming from your son versus coming from some random stranger. But then two, this isn't like, when I write like that really pop punk stuff, it's not his cup of tea. You know what I mean? Like, he's a metal guy. He's like a heavy metal,
Iron Maiden,
British metal, and like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's a hard rock guy. He's a lot of things, but pop punk's just not his cup of tea. So like most of the time, he calls them like lovey-dovey songs or whatever, and he's like, it's all right. But then I told him, I was like, my dad actually really likes this song, and they were like, oh, we gotta learn it then. They were like, oh, your dad
awesome.
likes it? Like, oh, then we got something special because they know if like my dad's gonna like something. If he's the last one to like it, you get what I'm saying? Then it's like, oh, well, then this is about to be good because there will be stuff where everybody likes it. My dad's like, I don't know about that one. So to have my dad already as the layer of liking it, it already unlocked it. So I told them I will tab it out for them. I'll get them all the tabs, and then next week when we get to practice again, we're gonna start working on it. But we're not going to put it at the next show because this next show after this, the one we're doing on Friday, is the biggest show we've ever done. We're opening for an actual I mean, they're not a big band as in like they tour stadiums, but they were a really well-known band that does a really good following, and every time they play a venue, they sell it out. So they played the Token Lounge 2 years ago, the last time they came to Michigan, and they sold it out. There was like 200-300 people there, and it was fantastic. We went to that show. It was fantastic. It's called Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Look them up. They're like old school hardcore punk.
It's a pretty sick name.
And so they call them DRI for short, like, oh, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. And they're just super thrashy. I was in the pit a couple times, but I was like, now I'm all old, so it's like I can only pit for a little bit. I remember back in the day, I could be pitting the whole show, whatever band I was seeing, 30, 40 minutes straight. I'm just in the pit like going crazy. Now I'm like, all right, give me a song and then I'll take a break. So we're opening for DRI at the end of May. So I already have the set list down for DRI. I'm trying to get like it being the hardest hitting heavy set that we can do. So DRI is pretty set. And then after that, we don't have another show lined up. So then that next show after DRI, that's probably maybe where we'll actually try to add in that return. We also wanted to add in I'm Doing Fine too. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know. It's hard when you only get to play 7 songs. It's really difficult, but we're going to see how that goes here. So that's where it's coming up. Why don't we go ahead and I'm just going to hit the segment just because I made these and I like to use them.
It's time for the pregame.
No, what are you waiting for? Do it!
All right, the pregame is probably like the real game here because I'm just going to get over to the acoustic guitar and start playing. All right, here. So I'm going to head over to the room cam, and if you guys want to hear a song in particular, let me know. I have 2 that for sure that I want to play, but if there's a song, and I'm just going to make it up on the spot. If it's not an acoustic song, like a couple of these are, I'm just going to play them how I would have played them normally, but it's on an acoustic guitar, so it actually sounds like you can get away with playing it by yourself, which would be pretty cool. So go ahead and put that in the chat. I'll see it here on the screen, but let's head over to the room here. Coffee, though. I'm gonna mute that. Turn on this one. Oh, it was already on. I think it was. Jason will be able to tell me. Or I guess I...
On.
I meant this one right here. This one. Because I added a reverb.
It's on.
Whoa. All right. Here we go. Yeah. I wanted to turn off the lights and make all the lights stand out, but it's weird because you need light in order for the picture to look good. Otherwise, it's going to look all grainy and shitty. So I'm like, I guess I just have to turn on the lights. Because a lot of the time when you see somebody and it's a really dark background, it's because they're really far, close to the camera, lights on them, and then everything behind them's dark, minus whatever's lit up. So that's really the problem. Can't do that here because the camera's really far. It's all the way in the corner of the room here. All right.
Bonk.
Oh, you know what? Before I get started, while I yap here, you know you're supposed to make sure it's tuned. I should have done that before the show started, but I just got home from band practice. It was our last rehearsal because we're not getting together Thursday. We wanted to make sure we got everything as down as we possibly can so that way we can take a break. But what's cool is now that allows me on Thursday, I'm going to go meet with a guy that wants me to do video recording for him. And so I'm going to go over to his car shop on Thursday. And then I got to finish this recording for another client. But I'll actually tell you guys about that after I do a song or two here. Oh, man, I think I'm going to have to scroll on there to see the new ones. Jason, let me know if a request comes in while I do one of these things here. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start with this one here. Simply because I was just listening to it earlier. This isn't like, one of these days maybe I'll actually do an acoustic rendition of this, but I'm going to do this as my version of an acoustic rendition of this. It's my song anyway. I can do whatever I want. All right, ready? I've seen you smiling. It's been a long year, and I'm constantly reminded that I can't go on pretending I'm alright. But I didn't want to give up without a fight. But I'm not stupid, I'm not dumb. I know when I'm not wanted, you wish I didn't come. But I miss you, and I have issues. You're the only one I wanted, and I hate what we become. What we become. It's been a long month, and I enjoyed every minute. It's been a long day, and I feel like I'm at my limit. Without the drugs, my mind just reminisces. I wish I was numb, so I couldn't feel this. But I'm not stupid, I'm not dumb. I know when I'm not wanted, you wish I didn't come. But I miss you, and I have issues. You're the only one I wanted, and I hate what we become. What we become. Imagine a guitar solo.
I imagine it right here in this spot.
I wish I had a harmonica. Just imagine it. I'm not stupid, I'm not dumb. I know when I'm not wanted, you wish I didn't come. But I miss you, and I have issues. You're the only one I wanted, and I hate what we become. 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 Yeah, it'd be easier if there was two, and then I can have somebody going. "Beedum, beedum, 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 beedum." I was actually considering doing like a double layer of myself, like doing a green screen version, kind of like I did for that acoustic "Kids Aren't Alright" by The Offspring. Do a green screen
Just
version
time it.
of one of
Yeah.
me, and then if I'm hearing it, I'll just synchronize to me.
Just record the little solo you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't record the show because then in the video I'd have to stand there the whole time until it's solo time and then nail the timing. So if I record the rhythm and then I do the solo.
Yeah, but then you're just literally as real you standing there waiting for yourself. Like,
Well, then that's where I would be singing. I'd be singing like this. I'd be like, "'Cause I miss you and I have issues."
or you could just pretend to play the whole time.
I could do that too.
That's a little bit cheap, but
All right. Now this
worse
next
has
one.
been done.
This next one's probably going to be difficult, but once again, we're just having fun, and I really didn't. I should have practiced this morning if I knew I was going to do this, but I just wanted to be able to jam. And this is my excuse. All right. No one's going to know this, but you will someday, I think, if I can get that in the right position here. Here we go. Chords. Midnight, pitch black skies and desires. Somewhere in time, fire, flames of rage growing higher. Just look at your eyes. I don't need you, you don't want me. Let's cut this off quick and easy. I will be the baddest I can. I'm a super villain in your head. Don't you know me without my mask on? I'm a super villain in your head. It's easier transitions when there's a drummer. The bad guy. The baddest I can. I'm a super villain in your head. Don't you know me without my mask on? I'm a super villain in your head. I will be the baddest I can. I'm a super villain in your head. Don't you know me without my mask on? I'm a super villain in your head. I will be the baddest I can. I'm a super villain in your head. The bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Something like that. I was thinking, because my dad's like, it needs a better outro. I was like, oh, I think it needs like a big crashy thing. Like, you know, just imagine like the drums and everybody's just open. It's like, I will be the baddest I can. I'm a super villain your head. The bad guy. Big rock ending, you know. And then it needs a little capper. That's why I think it would be like.
I thought you were about to say a Hawaii 5-0.
Maybe two. That's it. And then it's done. That's done. I can't wait to do that one. That's what's crazy is like there's so many songs and I keep making songs and then it's like it's like just a backup and a back. It's like getting into a traffic jam, but there's more cars coming. You know what I mean? So then the traffic just gets more jammed. It doesn't clear out any quicker. You need to undo the jam at the front and let them stream out.
Need a whole bunch of time.
That's why I figured I'll start releasing the songs on my own platform so that way it's like at least they're getting out in some capacity, and then when it takes 2 years to get them in real life, you'll see that. I wanted to do this one. This one, once again, would just be like, I'm winging this at this point, as you could tell. But I was like, I was thinking this earlier today. I was like, how would this sound acoustically? Have never tried this acoustically until this moment right now that we're going to see here. But there's a first time for everything, so let's just try it out. I wonder how it would start, because it starts with drums, but I don't know. I think I would just start it, I guess. I'd yell out to the crowd, "Are you ready?" And then hopefully they'd be like, "Yeah." And I'd be like,
"Yeah."
Okay. Not you guys. Another day, another time, another place, another person claiming they are really helping me. Oh boy, thank you. Now sit the fuck down, you clown. Shut the fuck up and just enjoy the show. And one last thing before I go. Normally I would introduce the crew, and this is what I'm gonna do on Friday. They're gonna be playing, because I can't play this and talk, but they'll be like, and I'm like, everybody listen to the, I can't do it in between, but to keep the timing, but I'm like, this is the Caribou, and this is Garrett, and this is Dylan, then I'm like, and I'm Al, and I start with the guitar solo. I'm not gonna do the guitar solo, I'm just gonna do the rhythm, but I just wanted you guys to imagine that so you hear it on Friday and you go, oh, he told me.
Not so easy.
He told me about that. No, it's not easy when you're by yourself here.
Well, that and on an acoustic solos.
That's true. I can't even reach that high. so lounge, let me hear you. And then they go, yeah. You people get on my last nerves. I hope you all get what you deserve. Whoa, you people suck. Whoa, you people suck. Fuck you guys, but not you, technically. That's what I'm gonna tell them. Like, I feel like every time I play that song live, everybody's looking at me like, me? I suck? I'm like, no. That's why I really got to introduce the song properly. Like when Garrett's doing the drum intro and he's like, doo-doo-doo-doo, I got to be like, this song goes out to all the people in your life that always want to give you their fucking opinions and their 2 cents. You people suck. And then they'll be like, oh, he's not talking about me. He's talking about them peoples. Them peoples do suck. Because I was playing it
You might even have to record it that way, to be honest, if you're putting it on it out. Like, you know...
Because what's funny, when somebody hears the words in the capacity where they're not getting pointed at, where they're like, oh, is he talking to me? They listen to the words and they go, man, I feel like that too. Every time I show that to somebody.
They listen to it in their
they're
own
like,
voice
oh man, I was thinking of my work, how my work always does that, or, you know, and I'm like, yeah. I feel like everybody can relate unless... you don't have somebody or multiple people in your life telling you, like, their every single critique of everything you've ever done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess there's people out there that don't have that. I guess I don't think so. I think it's a pretty human trait.
Carlina's asking if you've played Return to Level 1 on acoustic yet.
No, and in fact, I would have to think, like, because when I record songs, I like laser focus, and it's like that's the only thing I do for multiple hours, and then it gets stored into like short-term memory. So then as soon as I'm done with it, it goes into the back library. It's like, all right, long-term memory now, or whatever. It's like, we're gonna bust that out. I obviously know the chords, but I don't know if I remember all the words. I'd have to like see the words, you know what I mean, again. Because I've been listening to other songs.
Refer to your own lyric music video?
Yeah, refer to the lyric music video. That'd be kind of sick. Because I'm trying to think of the chorus. It was, not again, I'm sick of starting over. Wonder why another one came and went. Is it me or something I've said or done? Return to level 1. Boom. I need the bass too for that boo, like the restart. I'm imagining somebody going boo. You gotta stand back up again. What was it? First try. First try. I think I found the one. I hope we end up together. I think that this will land. I really would have to refer to it again. That's so funny. Because it's like I listen to it so much that when I'm done with it, I'm like, all right, I need to get space. Because otherwise, you know, you ever like listen to something so much you get sick of it? I don't get sick of my own songs, but it's like it loses its specialness. So I'm like, oh, I got to get the specialness back. I'm going to drop it and then come back to it in a few weeks. And then I go, oh, I like that. Very good. But that's something I can rehearse it for next time. Is scroll, yeah. I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I think because I hit that, now I gotta scroll. What about this one here? While you're scrolling, let's see. This one. There's that chord. There's this chord. And there's this chord. I think those are the chords here. How does it go? It's our party, we can do what we want. It's our party, we can say what we want. It's our party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want, we can screw who we want. It's our party, we can do what we want. It's our party, we can say what we want. It's our party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want, we can screw who we want. Red cups and sweaty bodies everywhere. Hands in the air like we don't care. 'cause we came out to have fun now. Somebody here might get some now. If you're not ready to go home, let me get a hell no. 'Cause we're gonna go all night till we see the sunlight. Alright, so la-da-dee-da-dee, we like to party, dancing with my Lee, do whatever the fuck we want. This is our house, these are our rules, and we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can't you see it's we who own the night? Can't you see it's we who are about that life? And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run. We don't take shit from nobody. Yeah, 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 yeah. To my homegirls here with the big butts, shaking it like we at the strip club. Remember, only God can judge us, so fuck those haters, 'cause somebody loves ya. Everyone in line in the bathroom, trying to do a line in the bathroom. We're getting so turned up, yeah, we're getting turned up, yeah, yeah, yeah. So la-da-dee-da-dee, we like to party, dancing with my Lee, do whatever the fuck we want. This is our house, this is our rules, and we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can't you see it's we who own the night? Can't you see it's we who are about that life? And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run. We don't take shit from nobody. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's just that magic mouse there. Yeah, the Mackie looking nub thing. It's just like a round. Yeah. Where is that? No, it's like a white mouse. Oh yeah, that thing. There it is. You just click and then you can. I'm sure clicking will get rid of that. Something. Yeah. Oh, we gotta click. Pretend it has 2 clicks. Oh, now you can 2-finger scroll. Like imagine there's like a scroll wheel. There you go. I wish she never gave up. I never gave up on the song. It's just, once again, it's like there's so many, and then we're like, oh, what song can we put in? Oh, we could put in Can't Stop. Or we could play, whatever song it is. Like, oh, we could play People Suck, or, and it's like, oh, man, all right, put in the original. Dang it. What's funny is that it goes directly into this one. Miley stole this off this other band, and I was like, oh, that's crazy that they're the exact same chords. But there's so many songs that are the exact same chords, but... Possessions never meant anything to me. I'm not crazy. Well, that's not true. I got a bed and a guitar and a dog named Bob that pisses on my floor. That's right, I got a floor. So what? So what? So what? I've got pockets full of Kleenex and linen holes where everything important to me just seems to fall right down my leg and onto the floor. My closest friend, linoleum, supports my head. It gives me something to believe. That's me on the beach side, combing the sand, metal meter in my hand, sporting a pocket full of change. And that's me in the street with a violin under my chin. I'm playing with a grin, I'm singing gibberish. That's me on the back of a bus. That's me in the cell. That's me inside your head. That's me inside your head. That's me inside your head. Can you believe she stole that like that? Like linoleum, just 1-for-1 rip. Complete. A complete rip. Here, unmute that first button, that first mic, the first red light on the long list of red lights there. Yeah, I think it's towards the top, though, is the mute button. but the one all the way to the left. That's that mic. Yeah. There you go. Then you can do the commentary there. Let me see. Say something just so I know that was.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you, and you can wear those headphones that are there. Yeah. Jason, you got any requests yourself here? Pull anything out? I'll wing it. Oh, it can't be a song I don't know. I can't like completely wing something.
Curious, do you remember how to play?
He's gonna do something real obscure.
But I mean, like, it's Tenacious D, so it's not like totally ridiculous. Do you know Tribute?
Oh man, it's been too long, but I remember the first chord. I'm trying to think of what all the chords, because I know this one for sure where it's. What was it? How's the beginning go? It goes, no, it's not play the. They didn't meet the demon yet. What is the very first song? First part of that song is like, a long time ago. Oh yeah, a long time ago. Me and my brother Kyle here, we were hitchhiking down a long and lonesome road, and then shined a shiny demon in the middle of the road, and he said, play the best song in the world, or I'll eat your soul. So we looked at each other, and we each said, I know there's other words. Okay. And then it's like, then they play Stairway to Heaven in a certain way where it's like, and then we played, man, I'm trying to think of how they do that part, because they just steal Stairway to Heaven. Yeah. And they're like, and then we oh man, I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. That'll be a good one to bring back.
Came to our heads, and it just so happened to be.
I wonder if it sounds weird because I'm in a different tune. But it's like, play just so happened to be the best song in the world. It was the best song in the world. And it saved our butt. It's the demon with the kill us. Oh. And then something else, and something else, and then something else. I don't remember, but that would have been awesome. Thank you. All right, Jason, that was too obscure for me. I told you I wasn't going to have it there.
I realized as I said it how long ago.
That would have been a long time ago. But yeah, we used to jam on some Tenacious D. Simple Man. I don't know that one. I feel like it probably wouldn't be too hard. It's pretty chordy. My dad, I had this intro that I love this intro, and then I made a whole song because I love the intro so much. I was like, I made a whole song about this. And then my dad heard it, and the first thing he said was, sounds like Simple Man. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? It's I think it's this. Oh yeah. Intro. And be a sipper. I don't know. I don't think it sounds anything. Maybe it's that first chord. Maybe Simple Man starts with, but then that's an E. How many billions of songs start with an E? There's this one. Nobody would know this one, but it's another cover. I like playing covers on the acoustic because it's like, oh man, that's something. No, you guys wouldn't have known it anyway, so you might as well just change it and be different here. I think it's... Yeah. it's not always mean. My room has never been seen clean. The way I look is not always how I seem. The thoughts that form inside my brain don't always seem to entertain. Cause when I tell my company, they think there's something wrong with me. You don't know me like you think you do. You don't understand me, and it's true. Getting older day by day, I ain't got time to get to everything. Hold on tight and enjoy the ride. Life is short, so live it wisely. And then there's a second verse, but I can't really remember if I already played the second verse first, but it's just like that. Who knows that one? Nobody knows that one. MXPX. A band called MXPX.
It sounds familiar, but I wouldn't
The
know
name
it.
of the song is called My Mom Still Cleans My Room. My Mom Still Cleans My Room. I think it's one of those. I think some Blister in the Sun. What is it like? Oh, actually, I think that's Breaking the Law. There I was, completely wasted, out of work in town. All inside is so frustrating as I drift from town to town. What is it? I think it goes up. I haven't done that one in a long time either. Breaking the Law. Feel as though. Oh man, I wish I would have busted that one out too. No, I don't know Blister in the Sun. That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get like a list of like the most common requested acoustic songs and just learn them all. And then I can go to a thing for like 3 hours. Or like, you know, you ever go to a Potbelly or something, or it's like at the back of a Hot Topic and there's just a guy with an acoustic guitar just playing stuff while people are walking around. I always thought that'd be cool. Or go to a street corner. I've always wanted to go to a street corner with the guitar, and then you open up the suitcase and then people might throw some money in there. That'd be pretty cool. All right, let me do another original because the covers, I don't know them as well as obviously the ones I've done myself.
It was a really good song.
All right, here we go. Making this up on the spot here. Why don't we do... All right, we're going to fake it. To tell your problems, no one understands. Hey, no one loves you. Do you understand? Your girlfriend left with another girl. Damn, she ran so fast. Is life worth living? You tell me where. If you're feeling down, then we got beer. We're in your town, so don't fear. We're coming for you, and it's just your luck. So cheer up, fuck. Your job sucks, your boss sucks. Hey, your life, it all sucks. Well, that's true. If only but don't give up, there is a happy ending. Just you wait and see. Please trust me. Trust me, you fucks. Where? If you're feeling down, then we got beer. Mario would be on the bass, and then Garrett would be on the drums, and they'd be like, dum, 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 dum. Yell out to the crowd, "Are you ready?" And then, one or two people would be like, "Yeah!" And I'll be like, "Good, we're here! If you're feeling down, then we got beer. Be in your town, so don't fear. We're coming for you, and it's just your luck. So cheer up, fuck." Yeah, that one's called Cheer Up, Fuck. It's a happy song. Every time I play it, I go, "Oh, this is a happy song." And then the first two verses, or the first verse and 3/4, everybody's like, "Are you sure? This is a happy song?" I'm like, it's at the end. It is. And the chorus is really uplifting. Like, we're here. You're feeling down, we got beer. We're in your town, so don't fear. We're coming for you. Like, not in a bad way. Like, we're going to pick you up and then go have a good time, So cheer up. You fuck? Cheering up. Yeah. Man, I had an idea for another one. In the middle of that song, I was like, "Oh, that would be a good one." The thought came and it went. And it was like, boop, boop. How's that one go? I don't actually. I know that one, but there's no way I'd be able to play it and sing at the same time. That'd be crazy. Like, "Hey, I'm your life. I'm the one that takes you there. Hey, I'm your life. I'm the one who cares. Hey." Well, I mean, the whole thing's technically an open D, so I guess it wouldn't be too hard to just kind of fake it there. Oh no, we're doing good here. All right, let me do one or two more, and then I'll sit down.
Intro into Battery.
The intro into Battery. Oh, I think I can pull that off. The reason why I was like acoustic. The reason why I was like, "Oh, acoustic jam." One, because I wanted to do it, but two, I had no time to prepare any instance of this show. Like, I've been completely swamped at work and completely swamped not at work. Like, I've just been swamped. So I had no show prepared. So I was like, "Oh, I know what I could do. Do that thing on the acoustic guitar." Let's see here. I haven't played it in a long time, but I'm sure I can do it. My dad swears that you can play all 5 guitars. There's like 5 layers of guitars on here. He thinks you can play it with one hand. I think you'd have to be really fast. I think you'd have to be really nuts with your fingers to be able to do it, but no. It's kind of hard. It's kind of warping my brain to even try to do the singing, to try to mouth the word. But what's crazy is when you learn a bunch of Metallica songs, you realize he does kind of the same thing I do, except for his are a lot more intricate, where it's like the same riff, sort of, but played in multiple different ways, right? So there's Battery. What about this one? What? It's not a good acoustic guitar song. There's a lot of slides in there. Difficult. But then there's something else where he does on that too, and I'm like, dang, he has like 3 songs with those open 2, 3. Or this one. How's this one go? difficult. He's moving his hands a lot. I don't know. I never knew that transition. He does a bunch of chords. It's like. Do-do-do-do. I never got like I sing and play guitar at the same time. I've gained that ability, but like the entry level version of that ability, like the stuff he does, James Hetfield, Dave Mustaine, any of these crazier guys where they're doing some real intricate stuff, and you're like, how are they singing and playing that at the same time? It's crazy. I tried. Yes, I did try. You're welcome for trying. I'll pretty much try anything. What's funny is at one point, and I'm probably in my blood, I could play at least one riff for every Metallica song all the way up until the Black Album. And then the Black Album, I was like, okay, well, some of it is just like, it's just a little bit, that's when they started getting like really different. I know everybody's like, oh, they sold out, it got all like simple, but it's like, it actually kind of got more complicated. People don't realize that. Like the guitar work actually got more complicated from the Black Album to Load, Reload. He started doing bluesy stuff. He started getting like funky with the rhythms and the time and stuff. Everything else, the thrash metal stuff, is really straightforward. Like it's like really just, I mean, it's. How's that one? This is impossible on the acoustic guitar, but this one's the only one that's hard, but that's because Dave did it. Dave Mustaine made that. Dave Mustaine made that. He's like, I'm gonna make it really difficult, and they won't be able to play it when I'm gone. It's like, could you imagine a note in me? I can't even do it. It's impossible. I'm like trying to think. Like, there's like. Kill 'Em All, that one has some really intricate stuff because once again Dave Mustaine had a heavy influence on it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna make some really complicated stuff. The guys won't be able to play it. So then when Four Horsemen came out, they were like, he's like, oh, mechanics is so fast, the guys won't be able to handle it. And they're like, all right, fine, we'll slow it down then. You're right, we'll slow it down. So then they're like, and there's a really cool, like, if you're not a Metallica fan, they actually do tons of acoustic guitar variations of their songs, and they sound really cool. Like the Four Horsemen's like super bluesy, just like that. Yeah,
that was sick.
For wind blow, better raise your fist. Time to who's my at your door. Lock up your wife and children now. It's time to wield the blade. Now you got some company. Horsemen are drawing nearer. Let the steeds they ride. They come to take your life. Under the dead of night, when the Four Horsemen raid, or choose your fate and die. And this is like one of my favorite riffs out of all of them, just because it's like, oh man, that sounds like a horse, galloping. But they do it differently live, and I disagree with how they do it differently. On live, they're like trying to oh, we gotta be fast gallop. I'm like, no, they had a good rhythm and stuff. Dave's like, what happens if it was... You could be able to do that, James? And James is like, well, I guess I could do something like that, but what happens if we added a whole new part that wasn't in the other song? How's it? Famine, your body, it has to improve. With it in every place. Pestilence, and what you have to endure, and what you have with others rue. Death, deliverance to you for sure. Now there's nothing you can do. He made that riff way too It's like, bro, you didn't have to do all that. You nuts. You nuts. But that would actually be kind of sick. That's making me think, like, man, I should go back for some acoustic Metallica stuff. Like, maybe not even just do it like they do, just a complete, like, utter rendition, like, stuff like Off the Wall. I'm trying to even think, like,
All within my hands.
well, they did a really good All Within My Hands. I'm like, I don't even know if I could do anything. Have they done, like, have they ever done Master of Puppets acoustically? I don't think I've heard an acoustic Master of Puppets, I'm trying to think of how it would go, because trying to think of the beginning, But, the riff is, but that's too complicated for acoustic, so I think you would just,
1, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't even do all that on the acoustic. You'd be like,
To be honest, that's what I did on the electric.
And the passion play, crumbling away. I'm your source of self-destruction. Pain to come with fear, sucking darkest flare, feeding on your desk construction. Taste me. Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was taste me. Oh yeah, that is taste me. You will see. More is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you. And then this part's really complicated. I don't think I could read. It's too difficult. No. That riff, I gotta do like a history session on the Epic D Guy channel, because I've been seeing all sorts of cool documentaries about like behind the scenes, like how they came up with the riffs, and then I found this one video of like Kirk explaining like, oh well, the original Master of Puppets, it was like way more complicated than what he just did with a. It was like or something, and then James was like, okay, let's do that, but a little bit less. Let's do a little less than that. And then that's how they came up with that. A lot of stuff that Kirk comes up with, it's like he comes up with something that's like more grandiose, and then it's either Lars or James going, all right, let's do a little less than that. Let's do a little, because his job is a lead boy. His job is to rip and do sorts of crazy stuff. It's so funny. You got to do the fourth string. Nobody knows that. Everybody thinks you have to do. But then you have to take your finger off, and it kills the resonation. You need the fourth string. You hear the ring?
Yeah.
Get my son doing blue at A1. I'll tuck you in, warm it then, keep you free from sin till the Sandman comes. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight. Exit light. It's too hard to go. Exit light. This is difficult. Once again, that's level 2. That's a level 2 song. That's not even a level 3. It gets harder after that. It gets harder. All right. One more, and then I'll get back to my desk here. But I want to do a real song here. I'm trying to think. at least the OGs here. What's on the set list we're doing this weekend? Okay, there's that one. That makes sense too. Oh, that would be pretty good. Let's try this one, and if it doesn't go well, there's nobody here anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? I mean, that's just how it works. Here we go. I'm trying to think of how I'd play it with one person. Looking for someone for me, and I don't know who you are. I'm feeling dismissed. I know you exist. I know you're not that far. So are you almost there? Are you near me? Are you drawing near? For this night to end, I'm waiting for you, my friend. It's true, my patience is waning. So where are you? I'm waiting for this night to end. I'm waiting for you, my friend. It's true, patience is waning. So where are you? I'm waiting. I could be looking right at you right now, and I wouldn't even know. I'm feeling alone without you at home. How much longer will you be? So are you almost there? Are you near me? Are you drawing near? Can you hear me? I'm waiting for this night to end. Waiting for you, my friend, it's true. My patience is waning, so where are you? I'm waiting for this night to end. I'm waiting for you, my friend, it's true. My patience is waning, so where are you? I'm waiting. Another solo. You gotta imagine it. I can't play it. I'm waiting for this night to end. I'm waiting for you, my friend, it's true. My patience is waning, so where are you? I'm waiting for this night to end. I'm waiting for you, my friend, it's true. My patience is waning, so where are you? I'm waiting. It's always weird trying to sing in the house because I'm like trying to be like conscious of the volume, and it's just weird. That's what everybody tells me when they come over and they're like, I feel like I can't like just sing. I can't just let it out, you know? And it's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to be like, waiting for, and it's like, nah, I just can't. I can't. It's for the neighbors. All right, going back to the desk. Change places. Oh, did I not put grounds in there? The beans? You know that's the most important part of the thing. Did I? Oh, I just put an empty filter in there? I was in a rush. I was like, bro, make the coffee real quick. No, I would think so. It's not like they degrade after one try. Trying to be renewable. What? Oh. Boo. 10 levels down. All right. Anyway, continuing on here. I'm stalling for time while Jason gets coffee. Fantastic. All right. So anyway, as far as background stuff goes, I wanted to show you guys this. This is pretty cool here. Oh, not that. Not that. Not that. Oh, man, I can't show. I got to plug it in. Dang it. Anyway, I can't tell you. I'll have to just physically tell you about it. So I reinvented the merch store, okay? And the reason being is because I'm not celebrating yet until I have the official the official seal from the state of Michigan, okay? Can't stamp it yet. But once I do, I'm going to celebrate. I want to get like a nice $10 bottle of champagne, and then we'll celebrate on the stream. I'm like, all right, this is our first. I was telling my kids, I'm like, they obviously they don't understand anything like these things. And they're like, what does it mean? I'm like, it's the first step. It's the very first step in a long line of steps. That's essentially what it is. But I actually filed for an official business through the state of Michigan for an LLC, and I filed for the federal government to get my EIN, which is your federal tax ID, so that way everybody will know that you can pay taxes normal. We talked about this in maybe the last live stream or 2 live streams ago about needing to be legit, because honestly, the idea is I have my own business and then eventually not need to work for somebody else. That would be the real goal, obviously. It's the American dream, start your own business. So I actually put in the paperwork. It's not like, I'm gonna. No, I did. I didn't gonna. Now I've done. So now I have to wait up to 4 weeks to get the Michigan to approve me, to get the federal government to approve it and all that stuff. And I want to tell you guys the name of the new corporation, because I made a limited liability company, right? So it's the umbrella company that'll have all the stuff. So all the money that I make and all the different forms that I do it, I'm going to funnel it through this business, and it's called Epic Media Productions, LLC. Epic Media Productions. Because I wanted something that was like, what can be the whole shebang? What can be like everything that I do, whether it be the Al Silva channel, the Epic D Guy channel, maybe it's making money in the band, maybe it's video editing, maybe it's when I go and I actually do like video services for people, or I make training videos for corporations and stuff like that. Basically anything. Anything I do production-wise, or maybe like bands eventually want me to record them, and then I have like my mini studio and stuff like that. That's all a media production. Epic Media Productions. I was talking to Jason about this, and I was like, and he's like, the initials. EMP. And I was like, that's how I knew. I was like, I gotta register this one. EMP, like, you're in Call of Duty and like you get the 5 kill streak, and then you throw the EMP, and then the EMP is like, and it's all the electricity, the electromagnetic pulse that just devastates the enemies. Yup, the electromagnetic pulse. So that way the logo will be really cool, be like electrified and all that cool stuff. So anyway, I was like, well, now that I want to funnel everything through Epic Media Productions, I need to set up everything as a business. So I set up a new fourth wall. So if you'll know, I don't know if I took away the link in the description, but I mean, you could buy something from there and for the meantime, but I was like, no, I'm going to put everything that's merch related in this. And what's crazy is on fourth wall, they do all the options that YouTube locks you out of. YouTube won't let you do memberships or donations or anything like that, or you can't have like locked away content. All these things you can't do until you reach the 500 or 1,000 subscriber plus the watch hours and stuff like that. And so I was like, oh, this is crazy. So I have one website, and I want to actually get a URL for it, but that's another fee. Everything costs money. Everything costs money. So I don't have the URL yet, but I want it to be like something easy to get to, like, I don't know, empllc.com or something, like super quick, because I tried emp.com and it's taken or whatever. So I got to figure out something that's not taken. But then you'll go to one website and you'll be like, oh, I like that shirt. Oh, and I'll have everything there. So it's like anything that's not the band stuff, because technically for the band, I have to split stuff with them. So that'll be any Epic Disappointment crap. It's going to be its own subsidiary. So that way I know how those profits split. But everything else, Al Silva stuff, Epic D Guy stuff, video production, video editing. I do advertisements for companies now and stuff like that. And the craziest part is I started investing before I could get the tax write-offs. In here, people, you don't understand. This is a teleprompter. I bought a teleprompter because I was like, man, I got to look professional. I got to be like looking right at the camera. You need to try this great product. It's so good, and your life will change. Ember heating cup. It'll keep your coffee warm for hours at a time. Put this charging stand next to your desk, and you essentially have an infinitely hot cup of coffee. Do you like cold coffee? Well, not anymore. Well, you wouldn't like it. If you did, stop liking cold coffee, because it's time for hot coffee with Ember coffee. I don't know, whatever it is. But now I'll be able to look right at the camera, and I'll have my iPad below it, so then I can read the stuff. Like, oh, it's blowing my mind. That was only $80. I think it was a good investment because I made $75 from an ad that I did that was just a teleprompter. I read a script while I stand there and looked pretty without using my hands, because they said, don't use your hands. Because I recorded one video with my hands, like, just doing the normal movements that you would do normally talking, and they were like, you're moving your hands too much, do it again but not move your hands. So then my hands are like down by my side the entire time I did the reshoot, because I was like, I'm not screwing this up. And I made $75 from that. It took a few hours, to be honest, so it's not like, oh, I made $75 for like 30 minutes worth of work. Nah, it probably still took like 5 hours. In the end of the day, it probably wasn't worth it as hourly basis, but it's an investment in getting exposure, getting connections, having a portfolio. So now I already have like a portfolio website out there. I think the link's on my Instagram, where it has like a website I built that has different examples of all the crap I can do. So it's like corporate training videos, on the street interviews, commercials, like this live stream's on there too. It's like podcasting, all sorts of stuff. Like, what do you need me to do? Pay me money. Like, that's essentially like the end of the day. It's like, I'll do, this sounds really bad. I was going to say, I'll do whatever you want if you pay me money. I won't do literally whatever you want. But when it comes to utilizing my brain, I'll do whatever you want. Utilize this brain, because a lot of people, the way they make money is one-on-one mentoring or coursework. So they'll say, hey, what do they call it? Consulting. Hey, I'll consult with you. Like, oh man, I got this idea for a video and I'm not sure how to go about it. And could you spend some time with me? And be like, yeah, you know what? Let's set aside 2 hours. My rate's $25 an hour. So for $50, I'll set aside 2 hours with you. I'll talk you through your idea. We'll get a game plan. We'll, market it, whatever. I'll do whatever you want, to be honest, for the right amount of money. So that's the idea. Start making my own money. So then once the LLC work comes back, filed from state of Michigan with a stamp, then I'll set up the business bank accounts. I'm looking for the best bank account with, where they give you free money for just setting it up with it. So there's a bunch of different ones, but a lot of them, they need like substantial amounts of transactions or substantial amounts of money. Where it's like, we'll give you $1,000 if you deposit $20,000 worth of money in the first month, and you keep that balance for 90 days or something. I'm like, okay, that's unrealistic at this point. But I think the best one, because the other thing you have to weigh is like fees. Like, do they have monthly fees, maintenance fees, transaction fees, all that stuff? But a lot of there's pros and cons, because basically a lot of the online ones, no fees, no monthly fees, no transaction fees, no limits.
They're not really doing anything.
But then you can't deposit cash. And people are, when I'm doing the research, they're like, well, if cash deposits are a thing for you, don't do the online ones. They don't even have the ability. Or if they do have the ability, they charge you a fee to deposit cash. I'm like, well, that sounds stupid. But then the brick and mortar ones, they charge you a monthly maintenance fees. So it's like, oh man, I don't know. But I'm trying to think, like, do I really need cash deposits? I don't think I really, I mean, everything I do is in a digital world, so I don't think I would need somebody giving me cash like physically in my hand. So I'm thinking maybe that's not even a real bad thing. But I don't want to set up an account and then I run into
What
it and I
about
go,
a credit
dang
union?
it. A lot of the credit unions are worse for the fees and stuff than the big banks, from what I've seen. But maybe I got to look at, the things I guess I already have. Like I got a security credit union. Maybe they're like, oh, because
You
like
already have one?
I already have a security credit union account because I had to get one for my car because that's who gave me the loan was security credit union.
That makes sense.
Because a lot of the Reddit threads were like, that was kind of two forms of thoughts. Some people were like, bro, go local. Go local. I know my banking manager. We have a relationship, blah, blah. Go to a credit union.
You shouldn't have a relationship with your banking.
Well, relationship is, and I call, hey, Johnny, I got this business
need some
plan.
money.
And he's like, oh, well, tell me your plan, And so that was one of the things that was part of the fees for starting up because I actually used, and maybe I would, once again, this is the thing. When you're trying to make money out there, people, and you're like, how can I do it? Everything you do, you need to somehow point it back to making money. You know what I mean? It's like, how can I make money out of this thing that I'm going to do, right? So like, for example, I filed the LLC through this company called, I think it's Bizly or Bizbee, Biz something, right? And because I did a lot of research on like, should I just do it myself? And there's several companies out there that do it as well, Zen Business and I can't remember. There's a bunch that I started getting ads for because it hurt. The microphone picks up everything you say, say, or the searches you do and all that stuff. So that I started getting tons of ads for like, do you need to start your LLC? And I'm like, bro, you guys are too much. So then I started researching into that, like, what would be a good one. So this Bizly was like the best one because it had the lowest fees and they did all the cool stuff and all the good stuff. So I was like, okay. And now that I've used it, I'll obviously wait till it comes back and everything's certified. But I could see doing a video for it like I've seen other people do. And they're like, if you, because I think that's the one thing I could like help with is like,
I've seen them before.
Hey, bro, you guys, I'm telling you, like, because I think a lot of people, especially like I know when I'm doing research, I don't know these random humans, right? So when random humans recommend me something, I go, don't know you. But
Right.
then it's like, at least I know me. So if I've used the service, whatever it is, and I can go, you know what? I can vouch for it. Now, these guys are like, I don't know you either. You're a random human to me. But then that's supposed to be how you gain that, once you gain the community and people go, hey, if Al said it's good, it's probably good. You know what I mean? I would never, unless it's like an absurd amount of money. I'm trying to think
take
like
a few things of recommending and people trying before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to start somewhere. I tell my kids that all the time, like when we're doing content or because they want to do their own content. And it's like, it's weird when you're first starting because you have no like clout. You know what I mean?
Power.
You have no power, no reputation, none of this stuff. So then when you're doing it, you feel weird. You feel like, oh, I'm not good enough to do this. Like when I'm going out on the street and I'm interviewing people or I'm doing stuff, it's like, that's usually the first question they ask you is like, oh, how many subscribers you got? And if you tell them like, oh, 200, they're,
a million.
they're like,
and then they're like,
"Aw."
woo, they bring the energy. You lie
Yeah.
to them. And then when they subscribe,
What's so
then
funny
you're
is like, yeah, that would be
No,
hilarious
I'm-
because they
I'm
would be
joking.
like, oh, I got to see the video. But, some people, they're actually really cool about that in the opposite way. They're like, oh, shoot, I'm like an OG then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
really like excited, like, oh, I'm getting on the early train. And it's like really cool. There's really the younger generation, I'd say like the 10s to 20s, the 10s and 20s. I think it's mostly Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is the earlier, and then Gen Z is the 20s. Those kids, they're always all about. Anywhere I go, usually they run up to me like, "Hey, can I be in your video? Hey, I got a question. I want to answer a question." You know what I mean? They're
kids
all
are
about it.
awesome about that.
They're all about it. It's the older generations like, "How many subscribers? 200." Poof. I'm out of here. Like, oh, man, you thought your opinion was so special? They're like, no, I'm not going to give you my opinion. You don't have enough subscribers. You don't have enough. But that's the thing. It's like
You can't
never
afford
get
my opinion.
You'll never get 1 million
Wow.
subscribers
Thank
unless
God.
you put out videos when you have 200. You'll never get to know the recommendations, or you'll never build that community of trusted advisory if you don't start actually putting out recommendations and building that trust. So that's just the slow grind. But like we talked about, it's like it really requires you to just put in the work and put out output. It's like output. Don't even worry about it being good. That's my biggest problem is like I want everything I do to just be so well produced or so quality or whatever it is, and then you look left and right at all these creators blowing up and all that, and it's like they didn't even put a frame. I'm over here, I get at least a brick frame for you people. Like, right. I'll see people, they just slapped on a webcam, they cropped out a square, and then they just have the content on there, and I'm like, bro, you're not even trying. But that's the point.
Yeah,
they're not trying, putting out content.
They're either holding their phone next to their face or they got an ice cream cone in their hand and they're like using a room mic.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
But that's the difference between like doing and saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, I can say, oh, look at the production I could do, but I put out one video a week when they're putting out 10 videos a week.
Do you remember the guy who it sounds like I'm bashing him, but I actually really like this dude because he did like a lot of animal videos and stuff. The dude who did the like inline mic on the Apple like earbuds, and he would talk into it like
I know,
like, say his thing about
a lot of times I see that and I go,
ooh, yeah, it's
you know, it costs like $20 for like a good little wire. Like I bought a wireless lavalier for $20, and I'm like, ooh, this sounds good. It looks professional. Like I use it at work too, and they're like, my CEO is like, oh, that's cool, you know, because it's like they're not used to having, even these guys, it's like if you're not used to doing video production, like, and you're used to the willy-nilly crap, anything above that is, we're talking about the expectation level is like so low for most things. So everybody's so used to low expectations that anytime you exceed that, everybody's, whoa, pretty
you
cool.
Totally blew my mind.
Wow. Like I just did this video shoot for my company and I brought the wireless lavaliers and I brought my I have a Rode that looks bad. I brought like a Rode mic. It's like a shotgun style mic, and I have like the light. I have this tripod. I have this whole crazy setup. And my CEO and the chief operating officer, they were like, whoa, this is some high production value and stuff. And I'm like, this is the minimum I can do. I could do a lot more, you know what I mean, with more time, more resources and stuff like that. But they're like, whoa, this is crazy, because every other year we're used to just, you know, Abby or somebody's holding up their phone and it's all through the room and it's just one person. They didn't even have a tripod up until last year. Like last year, I think was the first year we decided to use a tripod, because I remember 2 years ago, me and the other marketing girl, we were like holding phones physically because he wanted, the CEO wanted us to like focus on who's talking and then focus on the next person. And I'm like,
did that make it awkward for people to talk to you?
Well, no, because it was like me and the other girl were like in the corner of the room, so they were talking to them.
Oh, so this wasn't one of the
we
ones
were just like flies on the walls. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just like that, like where it's like, I want to do big production stuff. You know what I mean? I want to, when I put something out, I go, oh, I want it to be really good. And I think sometimes I think it's the expectations I put on myself, but then I realize, and I mean this in the best way possible, it's really the expectations you people put on me. By you people, I mean humans, everybody,
the general
anybody, the general population, all of you guys. Like, because the second I, you know, put out something a little, oh, whatever this is, and it's like, oh, that looks like shit, or the audio looks like shit, or this thing. Like, people tell, I don't know what it is. I'm a magnet. This is why I wrote that People Suck song. It's like, I'm a magnet for people's opinions. I don't know what. Maybe it's my face. I got like a nice, friendly face. And then people are like, oh, I got to tell them my 2 cents. Oh, I got to tell, hey, did you know in your video, like, it's a little too bright? Or, oh, did you know, like, the audio, like, kind of, or, you know what? I get shit like that. People always tell me their opinions on things, and I'm like, why? What did I do to you? Like, what? I don't want your opinions. And I know some people would be like, oh, that's feedback, and you're supposed to use the feedback to get better. And I'm like, and I do take that in stride. And I do, obviously, whatever, if it's, constructive criticism of something that's going to make me better, I go, that's cool. But at the same time, you people, as in the general population, you don't do that to other people that are out there not doing half the shit I'm doing, not doing a fourth of the quality I'm doing, and they're blowing up. So it's like, so why is all the pressure on me when we got Joe Schmo go? Think of that one dude, the biggest name on TikTok. What is his name? Kwabi. He's the guy that goes, that's all he does. That's all he does. He has hundreds of millions of subscribers, and this is what he's known for. Let me press the button so they can zoom in.
No catchphrase or nothing?
No, he never talks in any of his videos. He famously never talks. He'll just see like a video that's like some guy goes, oh, I just ate a tub of peanut butter, and then he falls on his face, and then it cuts the Kwame or whatever his name is, and he goes, and he has hundreds of, he's the biggest TikToker. He has the most subscribers on TikTok, and I'm like, they get away with that. Or Bella Porch, she got super famous for doing she was just like mouthing things. She wasn't even singing. She was just zooming into her face, and you can't see my eyeballs, but her. And it's like, what? And then me, you'll tell me, oh, well, I don't know why this didn't, or these didn't. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. And some people say, oh, it's a good thing. People feel comfortable enough to, I think I was telling Mario or something like that, and he's like, I think it's probably like a good thing though, because like people feel like it was Zachary. And he was like, and Zachary's one of the most vocal, opinionated people in my life too. And he's like, no, it's because like, I think like, I know for me, it's like, this is what Zachary talking. He's like, it's like, I know you could do so good. He's like, I could just feel it. It's like, I know what you're going for. And I'm like, yeah, he can do it. He can achieve it or whatever. So it's like, he's basically saying people can see my potential. So when I'm away from it, they're like, oh, if you do this, you'll get up to the potential. I'm like, oh, that's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Don't look at my potential.
Yeah, don't
look at me.
Yeah, that's a constant
now.
problem. You if you set your standards too high, people feel they have the right to keep you at those standards all the time. You know what? You do have incredibly high standards, by the way. But
it's because I have to.
Yeah, but not just that.
I'm trying to bypass these people.
Sometimes you're allowed to just call it a bad day, even if it was a masterpiece. If somebody's got something to say, just like whatever.
Yeah.
Boop. Brush it off.
Moving on. But this is the problem I have, and this is why it's like. And we were talking about this on the side where it's like people's opinions, and like Carol was like, do you want my opinion? Like, I'm just trying to be honest. And like, I'm telling Jason, like, realistically, and this sounds like really shitty, but no, I don't. Not your opinion in general, but like any sort of negativity, I really don't, because it's like, it's more detriment to me because you don't understand that it rumbles around my brain for days and days and days, or maybe weeks. And it's like, I'm constantly thinking about like, oh, what is it? Oh man, why did they think that? Or why did they say that? Or like whatever it is. Or, and you ever had fake, and I do this all the time, all day, every day. And I can't get away where it's like, you have fake conversations with yourself on what you will say the next time or whatever it is. And so like every time I get feedback like that, like I remember one time Rachel, Dylan's wife, was like, we were talking about one of the songs, and she's like, oh, it's kind of like a C tier. And I was like, oh, man.
That wasn't even constructive criticism.
Why'd she say that? And then I'm thinking for days afterwards, like, what's C tier about the song? That song's so good. The structure, the meaning, the lyrics, the this and that. There's a solo in it. I'm like, what's C tier? I don't understand. And it's just like, it rumbles around my brain. So like the negativity, it's like I already have enough that I put on myself because of my own expectations, where I go, oh, it's not good enough. Everything I do, I think is not good enough. And then when I do think things are good enough, that's when I usually have the confidence to put it out into the world. And that's when the world goes, not good enough. And I go, no, it's like the toilet bowl or something. I don't know what the Gopher Groundhog game, where it's like, you stay in the hole and then you finally pop out of the hole and somebody's like, boop, get back in the hole, boink. I'm like, dang, man, I just thought that was good enough.
I just popped my head out for 1 second. You bopped me.
Like, no matter what, because I think all these things, like, or I'll have conversations with somebody and it's like, and I get, this is the thing. And this is what I get, but I don't know if everybody else gets. Everybody has their own opinion. Opinions are not truth. Opinions are not fact. Opinions are quite literally feelings that you as an individual have. So you have to determine, does the thing I'm about to say, is it an opinion or is it the truth? Because if it's the truth, then you have more leg to stand on.
I'm going to go ahead and I'll save you from one thing there where people are like,
they think their opinion is the truth.
No, you have to, like, everybody says, say your opinion, be true to yourself, this, that, and the other thing. Like, it's not automatic. Okay, I'm here to tell you, like, you meet a complete stranger and you're like, I don't like your tie.
Yeah.
You didn't earn that. You don't know them.
Yeah. But
Shut up.
That's an opinion, right? Like, oh, I don't like your
Yeah.
tie.
Your opinion,
I don't like the pattern.
You don't automatically just get to sling your opinion around.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, if somebody was like,
What do you
I
think
feel
about
like
those?
this is borderline opinion truth, but it's like, you're wearing a red shirt and you have like I don't know. I'm trying to think of
green
like
tie?
I was thinking green, but then that could be Christmas time.
You're Christmassy.
It could be. I was thinking like, what is
You
something
should go
that
green
clashes?
shirt and red tie, though.
Something weird that just clashes, and you're like, ooh, man, that's clashing. Your tie and your shirt are clashing. Even though that could also be a matter of opinion. Maybe that person's trying to go for something real funky. Style is subjective.
Boink.
That's the problem. So when somebody says like, I don't like something, it's just your opinion, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot, and I found myself doing this a lot until I obviously met Garrett at some point, which is the drummer for my band, and like he has and I've told him this several times. We get into like heated arguments sometimes where I'm like, your opinion's not truth. You do understand that, right? Like your opinion is not the truth. It's just your opinion. You don't like that thing. It's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, just because it hit you in the head as a thought does not mean like the universe just was like, boom, like as a butterfly effect. Like, everybody else believes that now. Like,
so he'll say this a lot, and I found myself saying it, but I was more conscious of it because I heard it externally, and then I go, as I'm fighting back on him, I'm like, oh, but I've said that too, where it's like, we'll play some song or whatever, and then he'll be like, oh, that sucks. Oh man, this song sucks, or this band sucks, or whatever it is, and it's like, me and Dylan are over here rocking to it, or me and Mario, or whoever it is, or maybe Dylan and Mario are rocking to it, and I don't even think it's that good, but he'll be like, oh, this band sucks, this song sucks, and I'm like, it doesn't suck because clearly other people like it, but it's not your cup of tea. So why don't you just say, I don't like it? Because that's truth.
be more clear.
You just turn opinion into truth when you say, I don't like it. Well, that's not an opinion. That's the truth. I don't like it. Or I do like it. That's an opinion, but like that's your truth because you're like, I personally don't like it. You can't tell me if I like something or not. But you can't just objectively say, that sucks. That sucks. No, it don't. Like we get into arguments all the time about like Metallica, and I'm like, Metallica's the biggest band in the world. They've sold tens and tens of millions of records. They sell out every single show they ever do. Lots of people, lots of millions and tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people think Metallica is one of the greatest bands of all time. They truly, I came to this, I was like, this actually is an opinion. This is truth. Metallica doesn't suck. Just not at all. In any capacity, way, shape, or form. They don't suck. I'm sorry. If you think Metallica sucks, you suck. That's not an opinion. That's the truth. That's just how it is.
Well, you're in a minority.
You're truly in the minority, but it's like certain things where it's like when it's so prevalent, when it's so overwhelming, and you're in the minority, and you're like, no, it really is my opinion. It's like, it clearly isn't.
I mean, like, I remember when I was
There's no
younger,
way.
I used to do that all the time. Like when things got too popular, automatically I was like, too mainstream, like.
Yeah.
But I think even then I was like, I don't care for that. You know what I mean? Like,
But that's what I'm saying. You could say like, man, I don't like, a lot of people, they go, I don't like the newer Metallica.
yeah.
I don't like them new boys. But then they'll say, I don't like the new Metallica. It sucks. And it's like, whoa. You could have just stopped with, I don't like the new Metallica. It doesn't sound like the old stuff to me. But I listen to the new Metallica and I go, oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It depends on which ones it is. They're not all like absolute bangers, but this is the thing. Everybody always compares this is every band out there, but they compare the current stuff to the best stuff they've ever done. So it's like, oh, this new record doesn't sound like Master of Puppets. It's not good.
Yeah,
it's like,
maybe Master of Puppets, but I think the actual general majority compare it to the Black Album, which is not the best. I'm not saying that that's the best album.
yeah, well,
I'm saying it's the most
mainstream
radio time,
yeah.
mainstream.
But I'm saying like all the people that say the newer Metallica sucks,
Yeah.
load and reload, and everybody hates Saint Anger. I actually found it to be quite intriguing once you dive deeper into the layers.
I love Saint Anger.
You gotta peel a couple layers of that onion, and once you do, and after the tears fall, then you'll realize, hey, Saint Anger is actually pretty good. I think that would be a really funny video to put out on Epic D Guy. It's like, Saint Anger's not actually that bad. And just getting all the hate comments there, all the algorithm loop, they're like, it sucks, it sucks, it sucks, it sucks. And it's like, Why does it suck? Oh, because the snare sounds like shit. Okay. The production
I
sounds
like the
overall like
snare.
shit. Okay. Those are valid points. Yeah, the production does sound like shit compared to anything else. But let's say you peel that layer of the onion back. What do you think about the actual songs? What do you think about the lyrics? What do you think about the messages
lyrics,
and the meaning? What
those
do you think
things.
about the raw aggression that they truly captured? James, some people are like, that's the shittiest James Hetfield vocals in all the records. I think it's the most honest.
Oh yeah.
The most honest James Hetfield. Like when he's like screaming or just growling or whatever, it's like, it's there. It's raw. It's not processed. It's just... what's it? What is it? Some kind of anger where he's like, some kind of monster, some kind of monster, or the unnamed feeling when he's like, get the fuck out of, you know what I mean? It's like he really, or in the end of All Within My Hands, gal, 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 gal,
Oh,
gal,
man.
gal.
We made a lot of people really
gal.
nervous with that song.
Gal. That's what I'm saying. This needs to be a video like where we listen to Saint Anger and like. I can't live stream it, but we can record us like we're gonna listen to Saint Anger and prove that it actually doesn't suck as bad as you remember.
Bro, I would love that.
That would be really cool. We're gonna definitely do that. I think that'd be easy content too, because we just put our faces in the corners, throw the stuff on the screen, and just let it rip. Because Metallica's cool. They'll actually let you play their music as long as it's not a live stream. They'll let you play their music and they won't demonetize you or none of that stuff. So
Which is
Metallica's-
crazy
Thanks,
because they were
Metallica.
like,
I know they were like,
the leaders.
don't
of
you
the
download our stuff? But now that they're like, well, okay, now we can get proper rights. Now they probably make the ad revenue if I did have ads, but I don't. So it's like, go ahead, Lars, take them. Take the pennies.
Till
I
that
don't got
becomes
any
our
pennies.
biggest video ever, and then
That'd be
it's
hilarious.
like, oh man.
But what's funny
Dang
is
it.
like I feel like we should do that for like every album too. You know what I mean? Like let's just go back to listen to every one.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like the
Beep,
time
beep.
you spanked me in the quiz thing. Like
that
I
was
don't
so
know.
good, bro. I was like, I always thought this until we played that game. I never uploaded that video. It's somewhere in the vault because I was just like I got overwhelmed with the amount of editing to do. But me and Jason played.
Oh, I shouldn't have even admitted that then.
No, it's really cool. We played Guess That Metallica song within 1 second. So you just got 1 second. It was like the first like gung, gung, gung.
Yeah, but it was because I got.
He
the
said it was
top-
because of lag and like
no
latency.
That's
'cause he
not
was in
even what I was
Texas.
gonna say, you little shit. I was gonna tell him why we even did the quiz in the first place.
Why
It's
did we
because I got when I got the top 2%
Oh, he
Metallica
did.
listeners.
This is the problem. It's like we always have so much. I remember I was like, oh, we got to do a short where it's like, I'm interviewing the top 2% Metallica listener in the world.
Yeah, this last year I was top 1%.
No way. We could have had good. It's like we have the ability to do well. This is like, I tell this to people all the time when they just don't understand my passion for this. It's like, I can feel it in my bones, people. I'm going to rip off my skin. Here's my bones. I can feel it in my bones. I know I have what it takes to make this successful in some way, shape, or form. I just know it. I just know it to the core of my bones. It's just I have to do it. Do it. I said, hey, let's make a video about that, but I never got back to doing it. I always have a billion ideas, but most of the time I never get to do them. Now, lately, I will give myself a pass because I'm doing extracurricular work, but this is, I think, a stepping stone to eventually, because I told Jason, this is the goal. Make some money, the first goal, the first set of goals. Make some money so I can pay somebody else to edit my videos.
Yeah.
So I'll build connections and branding and, all that sort of stuff with my company. I'll build it. People will pay me money. And then I'll just pay some editor in a different country. I don't know if they'll be in a different Basically, I'll pay somebody that I can afford to edit my videos. So then I don't have to do none of that work. So it's like a win-win. Yeah, I got to use some of the money, but it's some of the money I didn't have until I was doing this work. Or I could spend 10 hours on my own video and get paid nothing. Or I could spend 10 hours on somebody else's video and make $200 and then spend $100 of it and then have them edit my video. So now I've profited $100, I've made a connection with somebody else's as a client, and my videos are getting edited. Win, 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 triple win, Illuminati. You know? Like, wouldn't
You
that be...
shouldn't have said that.
Oh, the algorithm's like, no.
No.
We don't do that here. But yeah, that's the goal. So I'm really excited. So I'm telling you, as soon as I check my email every single day, I'm waiting for the congratulations, you've been approved. And then we will celebrate as an official business official business. Like, you can stand on 10 toes and be like, obviously it's like, I told my kids and they were like, yo, that's awesome. What does that mean? Because I think they thought like, oh, does that mean you make a lot of money now? I'm like, oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't make money just because you have a business.
As a business loss.
Yeah,
in the first year,
I was
and
trying to
kind
explain.
of credit.
I was explaining to him the tax incentives. Obviously, I'm explaining to like 9 and 11-year-olds tax incentives.
Elliot
but I'm like,
gets it.
He definitely gets like, because he always tries to calculate like.
I've
if
never
you
heard
won,
Emmett hear it, so I don't know if he gets it. But like.
But that's what I was explaining. I was like, when I got to buy a new camera, well, if I bought the camera myself, there's nothing I do. I spent $200 and that's it. And I still have to pay the government for whatever.
And I have a camera.
But now that I have a business, I can say, okay, I had to spend $200 on this camera for my business in order to produce the content that I needed for my business. So then I'm going to tell the government, all right, take away this $200. So at the end of the year, when the government says, all right, you owe $500 minus your expenses. Oh, you had this $200 deduction. Now you only owe $300. So essentially, it kind of makes the camera free, because I would have had to pay the government that $200 for taxes. That's what a tax deduction is. It's like,
till
hey,
you
government,
reach a cap, right?
Till you reach a cap. But the cap is like, it's absurd. It really depends. The cap is your revenue.
Yeah.
The cap is your revenue. Because you can't be like, oh, I'm deducting more than I make. They're like, what are you, a launderer? What do you? You can't deduct more than you make. But
How
that's
did
why
you
a
pay
lot of
for
the
all that?
multimillionaires, they're like, oh, shoot, I got a $2 million bill. Let me go buy a private jet. Because it's a $2 million private jet. I can write that off. And now, yeah, I'm going to have the expenses for the jet, but I'll just write those off too. So it's like, usually that's what it is. It's like, I don't want to pay taxes. And I get it. Like, I'm not rich at all, but I get not wanting to pay taxes. Who wants
And
to
the
pay
people
taxes?
who don't want a jet,
I don't want to.
yeah, but they just buy stuff and donate it, right?
Or, yeah, charity's a good way to do that too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, through purchases, not through, like, because I don't think the tax deduction on charity is the same as business expenses, right? It's not 100%.
I think the charity, it depends on the level of charity or what type of, there's like 501c3 nonprofit. There's all sorts of different ones, but they have levels of how much you can deduct. But basically, if you give to like a nonprofit super charity, it's like, all right, that's 100%. But you give to certain entities that are like, well, they're not for profit or whatever, and it's like, all right, you only get to write off 50% of that. So there's all these things where it's like, you need some know-how, and so that's why you would go with a company like Bizly or whatever the hell I used, because it's like they give you that advice, and like for the first year, it's they give you a legal advisor or whatever for free, and then next year, if I keep wanting it, it's like $150 or something a year. And I'm like, that's not unreasonable. So basically, essentially, what I need to do is like every year, this is going to cost me like $100 to renew with the state and $100 to do this. And it's going to cost me like $300 every year just to keep a company. It costs $300. So if you're out there and you're like, I want to start my own business because I want to make wax
Can you
candles.
write that off?
The startup costs, I'm thinking you probably could, to be honest. But it does cost money to actually start up your own business legit. Like I know I'm not saying I've sold candles before, but I've known somebody that was very close to me that sold candles or, done stuff like that, where it's like, do you need a business to actually sell stuff? Legally, yes. Technically, no. I mean, you could just sell it to your friends and family and make $20, but
Or you
if
could
you're
get
trying to
away.
make,
You could set a. I mean, who would want to do this? But you could set a cap. Like there's a limit, like where you're not really.
yeah. But I think the limit's like $600 or $900. I don't think it's much.
What?
It's really not much. Like a year too.
Is that so? If somebody just sells keychains for 50 cents, they like.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get them.
Yeah.
How many
that's like-
keychains? That's a lot of keychains.
I mean, 50 cents, you get, let's say let's just make an even number, 1,000. You can sell 2,000 keychains before the government's like, all right, give us some of that. Give me that.
Keychains.
That's a lot of You sold too many keychains. We got to take that. So we'll do that. All right. I did say, all right, I'm going to give it like 20 more minutes simply so we can play the game. Because Carolina said, are we going to play the game? Sure. Why not? Let's play the game. A look inside.
Let's take a look inside.
Of me and Jason. That'd be cool if we had like an X-ray look inside. So we're going to play the Get to Know You questions. For the people that don't know how this game is played, I'm going to ask a question from the Get to Know Your Best Friends edition. And when I ask the question while we're answering, you could put your answer in the chat, and then I will read your answer if I see it. All right, we're going to start with the light questions. These are the entry level. Get warmed up. Question 1. What was the last thing that made you laugh out loud? What was the last thing that made you laugh out loud? Quite literally, last thing. Do you remember, like, laughing?
I've laughed out loud on this show.
All right,
today,
let's say it's before this show. You can't say this show before
okay.
this show. What's
Okay.
the last thing that made you laugh?
last thing that made me laugh out loud was probably this kid at work. He found, like, a sword and was doing all kinds of ninja stuff, and I was like...
A real sword?
No, like a... You know, one of those kids' swords, the
Oh,
little
like
styrofoam ones.
Oh, a styrofoam one. Okay.
A little blue sword.
Very nice.
I'm like, man, I remember being a kid like that. Ooh,
Yeah.
We used to do silly stuff all the
Whoop,
time.
whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm trying to think here. I was laughing at work earlier because I was editing a video, and we get to we're doing this drawing where we'll draw a client's name, a super client, and then we'll draw one of the March Madness men's basketball teams. And, so the teams are seeded 1 through 16, 1 being top dog, 16 being like, they barely got in this place. You know what I mean? So, like, they probably won't go far if you get a 16 team. And so this one drawing, and nobody was supposed to react, or like they weren't supposed to react negatively. Everything's supposed to be good. Like, oh,
Like,
yeah,
ooh,
whatever.
good job, you got a 16.
Yeah, somebody drew a 6. So first you draw the client, and they're like, I don't remember the guy's name. It's Steve Smith. All right, Steve Smith, let's draw him a team. And then they drew the 16 seed. The one girl, I can't say her name, but she was like, it's whatever. It's August St. Mary's, a 16 seed, and everybody's like, oh, and they're like doing the opposite of what we said. Everybody's like, oh, boo!
no.
Essentially like, that sucks.
You should have let them draw their own team, card of the cards style.
Well, no, because we're sending them these videos. All these clients, we're sending them the video of us drawing them
Randomly.
It's all random. It's not staged.
Did you
in
show
certain
them
ways.
Shuffling or some kind
We
of...
have one of those churner things.
Whew, I was about to say, he's gonna call you into question. He's gonna be like, ref.
Yeah. And there was another one where they pulled the guy's name, and they were like, the person's name was Allison, right? Don't remember the last name. The client was named Allison something. Let's say
Cooper.
Allison Smith. Allison Cooper. And so they're like, Allison Smith, let's go ahead and pull out a team. Let's get a team for Allison. And then my CEO is like, man, Allison is just a real good client of ours. Really appreciate it. I mean, he's the man, or something like that. And I'm like, so when I'm watching the video, I'm like,
You can't do that.
and I wrote this down, is Allison a man? Because it sounds like, I'm not trying to be a certain way, but Allison sounds like a girl's name. So then I went up to our marketing girl, and I was like,
Except
is
for
Allison
Cooper.
a man? And she's like, no. I was like, oh, we got to edit that out then, because
Yeah.
the CEO is like, he's the man. I'm like, you can't say that. I mean, I get the, like, they're the man as in, like, the lingo of it, like, the man.
Yeah.
But it's like, but people take that a certain way now because, who knows what men and women
You're not
are.
allowed to do that anymore.
So that's just how it is. My dad can't remember the last time he laughed. That's what he said. Can't remember. That's crazy. I heard Al saying blah, 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 blah yesterday when I was on a call with Jason, and it made me laugh.
She's talking about when you were impersonating Garrett.
Oh,
Yeah,
I won't pull it all on the video here. He might be out there watching.
It was pretty funny.
All right, we're going with number 2 here. Light question. Oh, hell no. I feel like I want to skip it because it's going to make me throw up. Have you ever picked your nose and eaten the booger? Why the hell?
That's not one of those things that I've done.
I've never done that. I remember there was a girl, and I specifically remember her name because I think I was traumatized, but it was back in like second or third grade, very early. And it was a girl that was like well known for like she would always be picking her burgers and eating them, and we'd be like, oh no, I'll just say her first name because I don't remember her last name anyway, but her name was Valerie. They were like, oh no, Valerie's eating her burgers again, and we're all like, whoa, and I'm just like, that's the most gross, nasty thing ever.
I feel like some like kids just try it, right? And then it happens.
Yeah.
But for me, I had like an experience as a young kid that like stopped that immediately. And it was basically like I was at my babysitter's, whatever. I picked my nose and then like I was like, oh crap, like what am I going to do with this? And I remember wiping it into the carpet, thinking like it was just going to be like, okay, gone, right? And it was not. Like it got stuck. It was bad. Yeah, I know.
No. This is making me queasy just thinking about it.
Because of that experience, I was like, nah.
I don't know, bro. No. The most I could say is like, when you're in the middle of something, maybe you're like putting up something on the wall or whatever, or your hands are full, you're carrying something, and you get a little bit of runniness down your nose, and you're like trying to get it away from your lip or something. You might get a little runny boog, but no, not a actual... Oh, I don't even want to say it. Hell no, bro. Like, oh, man, I'm so disgusted right now. Why would they ever have that question in there? My dad said no. Carolina said yes. Oh, wait. She said that wasn't my answer. She said, yay. Oh, no, that wasn't my answer. I'm assuming she meant no to something, or yee to something else. But that's funny, that the timing of how that worked. All right. I hope everybody says no. Please don't do that. And if you've done it, hopefully never recently. We're moving on to the big questions here. All right. Have you ever waved at someone you thought you knew but realized you didn't? Describe that feeling.
One more time.
Have you ever waved at someone you thought you knew but you realized you didn't?
Feeling.
Describe that feeling.
Now? Like, to be honest, now I don't care. I'll literally just be like, ha! I thought you were waving at me. And then, like they'll go,
yeah.
Like it's the hot potato thing. Like if you're feeling awkward, you just got to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately. But when I was younger, that used to be so bad for me. Like if I did that.
Yeah. You'd be like turning red. Like,
yeah, my face would turn all red.
I'm embarrassed.
It'd always be some girl in high school or whatever. You're like, oh. Like, not even if you were being weird. I'm not even saying you were being weird about it, but like,
yeah.
Oh, that person's not. I'm not cool enough to get waved at. Like,
no way.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I feel the same way. Like back in the day, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm stupid." Like whatever. But nowadays, I'd be like, I just wanted to say hi. Or, it's like I'd have to play off the. Yeah, I gotta play off the.
Oh, you were waving. I was like, ooh.
Oh, I thought I knew. You don't know me. I thought I knew you.
Like like you photobombed their wave.
I almost got into a thing where I went up to some, like, not just wave. Like, I was going to run somebody down that I thought was Jason. Like, the other day, I went to Walmart with my kids, and we're looking for Jason, right? We're like, oh, let's find him. I don't know where he's going to be, because I figured they just kind of put you willy-nilly wherever. And so we're going up and down, like, every aisle. And then all of a sudden, I see out of the corner of my eye some guy with a slight beard. I thought it was similar hair, but I'm like, I can't remember. So I see a blur, and I was like, oh, I think that was Uncle Jason. I said, let's go catch him. And then, like, he was already, 50 feet in front of us. So, like, we're trying to, like, ooh, I'm like, come on, guys, come on. Like,
you and
we're
your kids
up.
are chasing some
we're trying to chase this dude down. And he's not seeing us, but he's so far in advance that, like, we got to book it and to get to this guy. And so by the time we actually could catch up to this guy, he's already in the back. You know what I mean? Where you go to the backpack. And I was like, man, I'm like, I couldn't tell if that was Uncle Jason or not because, I don't know, it looked like him in the face, but, like, I don't remember what his hair looks like. Because I was thinking Uncle Jason wears a hat so much. I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember what his hair looked like. I was like, it could look like anything. I don't know. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't him. Let's just keep looking. And then, so we were like, we couldn't really find you. So I was like, all right, let's just go check out. And then as we're going to the checkout, then I see him at the register. And I'm like, oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah. That's so funny because, like, normally I'm like, customer service, man. Like, I'm...
Welcome
yeah,
to the
like I'm all
Walmart.
about it, like but like that day I was out of it, dude. I was so stuffy and like tired and like just like I didn't even notice it was you
hilarious.
guys.
We were like, we just pulled up nonchalant. I just walk up. We just had like a chocolate bar. So we didn't have much. Oh, I think I had coffee creamer and something else. Very little things. And Jason's looking. Oh, the Frisbee and the coffee creamer. And Jason's just looking down. He's opening up the bag. He's like, "Hey, how you doing today?" And I'm like, "I'm doing good. How are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm doing all right," or whatever. And then he's scared. Takes the thing. He didn't even look up. Like, and I was thinking, how does he not recognize me from my voice? How does he not recognize me from my voice? I would have recognized him immediately.
Hear correctly. Like, I was all stuffed up. It was bad.
He was a goner. But my kids are like laughing. They're like, you know what I mean? It's like on an inside joke.
The laugh is what I recognized, actually.
And then he looked up and he's like, oh, took a second. It was really good. It was the perfect way you would want that to happen. So it happened perfectly. My dad said yes, and he felt stupid. Stupid, LOL. Carolina, I waved at someone who looked like my sister, but it wasn't her. You should have been like, hey, you look just like my sister. Oh, what's your sister's name? Oh, her name's Steven, or whatever. I don't know, a girl's name or whatever.
What?
And then you could have been friends. This is how you can turn something awkward, and you can be like, oh,
hot potato.
I didn't mean that. Oh, but well, anyway, I'm talking to you now. What's your name?
Yeah,
well,
might as well.
Boom. That's how you do it nowadays. All right, we're down for the second big question. Oh, this is a good one. What is your favorite form of potatoes? What is your
My favorite form of potatoes would either be, I gotta pick one, huh? Tater tots.
Tater tots?
Tater tots.
Out of all the ways you can do potatoes, I mean, tater tots is a very valid answer, to be honest. But there's so many ways you can do potatoes. So many ways. Just think about it. And you can put them in the chat, all the various ways, right? Right off the bat, you got a baked potato. Okay? You can bake it. You can coat it and stuff and then put it in the oven, bake it up. You can do like the chopped up potatoes. What do they call them? Like the little potato home style. You can do fries. Fries already have wavy, shoestring, crinkle cut, waffle fries, curly fries. You got tater tots. Man, you got the potato chips. Oh, there's so many ways you could do a potato. It's crazy. If I had to pick one, I'm thinking it's going to be a fry. And if I had to pick a particular fry, I'm going to say
you have
waffle.
because there's too. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to say waffle fry. Yeah, there's too many variations of the fry. Waffle, just because I don't remember. It's like the first time I had a waffle fry, I remember just being blown away. I'm like, this is crazy. This is like 8 little fries put together or something. I don't know. It was just a great experience. I'm like, okay, this is fantastic. But then there's also curly fries. And Arby's is the only place with curly fries. So it's like, man, those are really special. But then you have Rally's fries, the seasoned fries.
I love Rally's fries.
So
They're my
good.
absolute favorite.
They're the best.
But not all fries meet that standard.
That's true.
So that's why fries got canceled. Because sometimes if they were just if somebody was to be like, "What's your favorite type of potato?" and I said fries, and then they brought me like
any willy-nilly fry, some Texas style fry. I really don't like Texas style fries.
No,
like I like them. I like McDonald's fries, like the shoestring style, the small fry. Like not even. I mean, I like McDonald's. It's all right. It's a fine fake potato. But like In-N-Out uses real potatoes, and they do them just like McDonald's, where they're like shoestring, and they're fantastic. I did definitely, as I'm thinking it now more and more, fries are definitely what it is, but I would have to say waffle fries in particular. Carolina said baked potatoes. Baked potatoes. It's such a good way to go, too, because to me, a baked potato, once it's baked and I pull it out, I turn it into like a twice baked potato sort of thing. Like, I only bake it to get it cooked. And then once it's out, I'm going to put sour cream and onion and cheese and I don't know, whatever. I'm going to put all chives, all sorts of crazy stuff on there. And then I'll kind of mash it up and then eat it like that. I think that's called a twice baked potato. And then you're supposed to put it back. You're supposed to put that stuff back and then put it back. Twice
Those
baked.
are delicious.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Too many carbs, though. That's the problem with potatoes. Too many carbs. I can't do it. Not no more. Even though the other day, people, I think I said this on the stream, I had Sonic for the first time in a long time, and it was absolutely fantastic. And the tater tots were completely on point, perfectly crispy, salted, just amazing. I hadn't had fries in so long. I was like, whoa, this is great. And then we had a double smash burger because they didn't sell a single patty because they were all like so thin. It was, I ate it so fast, it was like, it melted. It was just like, nom, 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 nom. I was like, oh no, as soon as I ate the whole thing, I was like, man, that was like 900 calories. in a matter of maybe 3 minutes. But it was so good. I haven't had a burger in months. Months, man. It's crazy.
You know what I want to try?
Huh.
Not to derail it too much, but Wimpy's. Never had
I got to
it.
take you to Wimpy's.
Never had it.
Should be content.
Yeah, but I you've been on your health kick and stuff, so I don't want. I'm not gonna try it by myself.
Now I got to go to Wimpy's.
Oh no!
Oh no! Got to eat a burger. I'll starve myself for 2 days beforehand, so that way it'll be like really worth it.
What kind of crap is that?
Yeah, so I can make up the calories. You know, as my dad would say, if he was in the chat right now, he'd be like, "Food's for fatties. Food's for fatties. I'll make it up by not eating. That's what I'll do." They're like, "That's not healthy." Well, guess what? It's not. All right, bigger questions. We're on to the biggest. This is the final form of these questions here. Can you do an impression of someone in your family? Let's see it. But what's funny is they wouldn't get it if it was a good impression or not. So I feel like we should rearrange it. Like, can you do an impression of anything? Like a celebrity, famous person, an impression of anybody.
I don't think I'm very good at impressions.
I feel like I'm not good at impressions either, but I want to attempt one. And I'm trying to think of what to attempt here. An impression. What could I do? Because I don't do impressions a lot. Man, I'm trying to think really hard here.
You pick one for me, I'll attempt it. It's going to be awful, and then I'll pick one for you.
Ooh, let's see here. Because obviously I have to pick something you know, because if you don't even know it, you're not going to be able to attempt it. How about you do... Oh, man, I'm trying to think here. Something you would know here. Why don't you... This is going to be crazy. Just off the top of my head. Jack Black. Can you do a Jack Black?
Oh, my God. I'm trying to think of, like, something that he would have done that...
I'm trying to think, because it would have to be, like, eccentric, like a Jack Black thing. Like, I'm trying to make myself here.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, like, the first thing that it comes to mind is the Legend of the Rent.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you'd have
From
to
the
do
School of Rock.
You know, the Hawaii 5-0. Yeah.
You're not hardcore. You're not hardcore.
Unless you live hardcore.
Unless you live hardcore. Because the Legend of the Rent was way hardcore.
Hell yeah.
School of Rock, great movie here.
That was an excellent movie.
My dad said Trump. Do you do a Trump impression, or are you making Jason do a Trump? Can you do a Trump impression?
No.
That'd be pretty cool.
No.
I wish I could do a really good Trump because he's so funny. Just his style, you could say anything in a Trump way, and it'd be like, "Oh, that's funny."
I just don't know his mannerisms that well.
I don't know.
Honest.
I feel like I'm just not good at like changing my tone to like match something. Like, because I could willy-nilly a Trump thing, but it won't sound like Trump. If I was like, "We gotta detain all the Mexicans, take them all, and put them in a big old truck, and the truck that they were already in, and then send them back to the border." You know what I mean? It's like,
you
it
get
doesn't
the
sound like
mannerisms.
Trump. Yeah, that's the problem. You gotta really sound like Trump here. Carolina said, "No, I'm bad at this." You make Jason do it. Oh, Jason, what's the impression? Is it?
No, I think she's saying she can do an impression of me.
Oh, okay, that's true. I can do an impression of Jason too. I'm a douchebag.
That's exactly what she said.
Oh, that's so funny. It's easy being an asshole. I guess so. That makes me now. I kind of want to look into like doing an impression so I can bust it. You know, it's like, what do they call them? Party tricks.
I know who I'm going to make you do.
Who? Oh no, we're not gonna move on. What?
No, there's
what?
still yours.
Oh,
duh.
Okay. Go ahead.
Our mutual previous employer. I don't want to say his name on here,
Oh, hang on.
but you know who I'm talking about.
Down
Yep,
south.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm trying to think here. Because what's funny is, like, to know this guy, like, you would be like, oh, he looks and is one way, but he doesn't sound like that at all.
Yeah, no, not
You know
at
what I
all.
mean? I can be like, thank you, because he didn't sound like that.
Yeah,
But he was that. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense to people out there. Man, that's so funny. It'd be like, hey, Jason, not going to be able to give you a paycheck this week. I really had to cut down the expenses, brother. I mean, you got to know, it takes money on my end. I got to give you the check.
When
I
do
don't
I
have the
get
money
to
on the
make
check.
money?
When can I make the money, Jason? So I'm sorry, you don't get any money this week. No money for you. Maybe next week. I'm actually not in next week. Can you go a couple months without bills? Can you do that for me? Can I pay you like next year? Is that all right?
It's perfect.
I got to make money. Fantastic. All right, here we go. We're going for another bigger question here. And draw one. All your clothes have to be one color forever.
Black.
What color would you choose? Jason says black off the rip.
Black.
Black jeans, black shirt, black. That shirt's slightly off black now. I think it's just because it's so old.
Been washed a million times. I had this since high school.
Black. You know what's funny? It's like, I don't know. My first instinct was blue.
Blue.
I was gonna say blue because I'm thinking of like I have a bunch of blue
But you're a red
button-ups.
guy.
I got blue suits. I got blue. I feel like blue is like like black is a universal color you could wear on any occasion. Black suit,
Hey,
black jeans. Mohammed,
welcome.
that's crazy. I don't know how you did. Did you like tag me or something? Because I see like a highlighted Mohammed, my boy. If you haven't seen that video where I posted, I think I posted as meet my OG fans or something like that. That's the video where I meet these kids and they were just fantastic. And yes, Mohammed, welcome. Well, you should be first of all, you should be in bed. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, unless maybe he's on spring break. Could be on spring break out there. But no, that was a fantastic show. It was a W video. OG fan right here. Yes, I had I knew when you guys were like, "Hey, let me be in the video." I was like, "This is going to be good." Even before, I didn't have any questions prepared. I didn't know what the hell we were going to talk about, but I just knew I was like, "This is just going to be a good video from these guys being so excited about that." And we got Hussein, did you ever drop the Canes video? I am so sorry. If you were here at the beginning of the video, I would have been like, I was telling people how busy I've been, like editing other people's videos that aren't mine. So I haven't got to the Canes yet. And I have to do one more client. There's a client that's relying on me to get his video done because he has 25,000 subscribers and I only have 200. And I don't want to let down my 200, but I really don't want to let down that guy's 25,000 subscribers. So I got to do his video first. And then at some point this weekend, because I have a lot more time this weekend, I will upload the Canes. I think I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to say go raw, but essentially, like, I'm not going to put too much. Usually, like, if you saw the Meet My OG Fans, I did a lot of, like, memes, a lot of sound effects, a lot of extra stuff. The Canes video, I'm just going to put as like a collection of all the interviews I did at Canes, one after another with like little transitions. I'm not going to do much. That way I can get it out. So then you can share it with your friends. You could be like, oh, I was in this guy's Kane video. Check this out. I feel really bad though, because there was this one guy that had a really good answer. And I think we had like a solid 30 seconds or 60 seconds. It was like a solid collaboration. And then when I looked at the footage, I looked back, my phone died in the middle of my interview with that guy.
It's better than the capacity being reached.
That's true. Because I was like not expecting it to die so quickly, but I feel like he's going to be waiting on, not you, Hussein. Like, I think I got yours, but like it was this one, I remember it was this guy, because he was white, so I'm just assuming his name wasn't Hussein. But he was shitting on Canes, and I thought that was going to be a really good section of the video, because he's like, Canes ain't shit or something. I'm like, then why are you here? We're all freezing. It was like negative. It felt like negative 15 degrees. It was freezing cold, and this guy's waiting in line shitting on Canes. I was like, I don't understand. It just doesn't compute.
Stop.
He's like, I'm just here for the experience or whatever. I'm like, okay. But yes, no, you guys can go check out my OG Fans video so that way you can know what these kids are. And what's funny is I think I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but the one kid, Tyler, I can't remember, the kid with the curly hair. I think he told me his TikTok was like LB. I thought he said LBG 127 or whatever it was. But then when he added me on TikTok, it's LBC. And I'm like, well, I can't edit that now. You know, I can't like pull the video, edit his thing. So it's like people are probably trying to look him up like, oh, LGB. And it's like not him. I'm so sorry.
Just put it up on captions. Like, boop.
Oh, no, I don't think I can add that after the fact. Once the video's there, I can delete sections, but I can't add anything.
Okay.
It's just concrete now, so that's just
Logan,
how it is.
He says.
Logan. Yes, it was Logan. So I'm sorry, Logan. I messed up your TikTok name, but honestly, somebody might a lot of times you don't know the exact person's name.
Yeah.
But when you search it, they're like, did you mean this person? And if enough of you guys search for these kids to add them, the TikTok will know. They'll be like, oh, no, I get it. We're going to do one more big one because that was just like such an obvious. It was like, I knew it was going to be black, and honestly, my gut was saying blue. All right, here we go. Last bigger question. Remember, you're supposed to answer these yourself too, so think about this, and I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. How would life be different if we could all read each other's thoughts? Oh, no. That would be nuts. Could you guys imagine? Everybody. There's two ways to think about this. Either A, we could all read each other's thoughts, or B, everyone had to say exactly what was on their mind. They're both the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, everybody had to say the truth. They had to say what they couldn't lie, because, like, if you're lying and I could read your thought, I'd be like, oh, he's lying. You know what I mean? So it's essentially the same thing as saying, what happens if no one could lie at all and they had to say exactly what was on their mind? So, like, that would be...
I think there's two answers to this question. If it happened tomorrow, utter chaos. Complete and utter chaos. Everybody who
just
thought they knew somebody
yeah.
would be like, oh,
yeah.
Are you really thinking what I think you're thinking to me, thinking that right now?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that would be chaos. But if you were born that way, like
and
the
it was
next
normal.
few, yeah, you would just be a lot better person.
There's a movie out there. I only saw a clip of it, but it's with Ricky Gervais or whatever. And the premise of the movie is no one's allowed to lie or something it's just how society functions, except for he. For some reason, I didn't get the premise of it, but he is the only person that has the ability to lie. Everyone else has to tell the truth. So, like, he goes to meet with a date, and the date was upstairs doing something, and he's like, what were you doing? She's like, I was doing this bad thing that you kids shouldn't even know about. And then he's like, oh, okay, that's really weird. She's like, yeah, I don't even want to go on this date. I actually don't think this will go for a second date. I think this is just going to be good for dinner. You know, like, I'm just going to use you for dinner or whatever. It's just truth. It's just all truth. So he's like, okay, that's really honest of you. I get that. That's, I guess, yeah, the same thing. Like, if it was we were all born with this ability to read each other's thoughts, we would just have to be so used to just keeping it real.
You just, the consequences for bad thoughts would be immediate.
Yeah.
So you just wouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah. But if we woke up tomorrow, I'm thinking of that one movie with Mel Gibson where it's What a Girl Wants or whatever the name is, where he just gets shot by light. I don't remember how he started it, but all of a sudden, now he can read every girl's thoughts. And it's just like, now he's like, oh man, this is crazy. I can understand a girl's thoughts, but this is beyond that. This is everybody's thoughts.
The thoughts would be completely different.
It would be, I just don't see anything good out of it. You know what I mean? Unless we were born with it. Or in 100 years, because obviously everybody dies, and then the next generation
generations keep...
Those, then I could see a lot of good coming out of it. Then I could see people just being real, bro. Just say what's on your mind. Like, don't sugarcoat, lie about it, like, whatever it is, because I'm going to read your thoughts. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. But it honestly sounds absolutely terrible and horrifying at the same time. So hopefully we never gain that ability. I know people are thinking, like, with Neuralink, because it'll have the ability to, read your thoughts. They're trying to have the ability to, analyze your dreams and do these things where, it's synapses going beep, 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 beep. But then they're like, oh, you were dreaming about being a dog running in the field and blah, blah, blah. And being able to visualize that. Well, that's only 2 steps away from just being able to stream what your thoughts are wirelessly outside your brain so people can understand what you're thinking. So I feel like it's not unreasonable to say that one day.
Does it get translated?
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to have, because that's the whole point of the Neuralink, is to be able to take information from beeps, put it directly into your brain, and vice versa. Take your brains going beeps, and now I'm thinking about doing a Google search on German Shepherd dogs. And then, and then it comes back, and I'm like, oh, German Shepherd dogs are, blah, 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 they live for X amount of years or whatever. I get all that Google knowledge.
Right.
So they're only 2 steps away from just being able to be like, oh, put your thoughts up on the screen. And then I'm going to go, oh, okay, here we go.
Your brain doesn't actually perceive things, like, internally in, like, HD or whatever, like...
Which is like... Beep, 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 beep. That's the thing, like, does our brain... Like, the things we think in our head, it's like, okay, I can close my eyes and think of an apple. There's no...
It would look
image.
really bad.
Well,
I mean, there is an image.
I'm saying, like, if you think of the core of it, it's just a electrical,
Oh, yeah.
there's no real, like,
You're not
image.
looking at a piece of paper with a picture on it.
Yes. It's just like your brain taking this beep and then, like, your brain
You'd probably
interpreting
get,
it.
like,
It's
AI.
kind of tripping me out thinking about it, but, like, you know what I
Like
mean?
when AI first started doing images, you'd get all these like weird overlapping things where it'd be like a spoon, but
Yeah.
it's like, why is the spoon there? And
Think
like,
of your
why does it-
dreams. Like when you're dreaming and you're like, I don't know why, but I had like a robot arm and like a dog leg, or like, it's certain things in your dreams that don't make a lot of sense. But in
Yeah.
your dream, you didn't question it. You're just like, oh, I'm robot dog leg thing. But then when you wake up, you're like, and you're explaining your dream to somebody, you're like, I don't know why, but for some reason you were an eagle, okay? And then where, this was, all on fire and whatever, and it's like you didn't question why those things were in the dream. But once you get into the real world, you go, yeah, that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. Or at least me, I don't know. Do you guys have really normal dreams out there? Because I know I don't. Mine are really usually pretty crazy.
I don't remember my dreams.
What?
I used to. Like, and every now and then, if something is like particularly poignant, I'll remember it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't remember it all.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's kind of that sucks.
That does suck. That does suck. Because I think it's like, it's something like, to me, it's like I don't know. It's like showing up to the movie theater and not knowing what movie you're going to see. You know what I mean? I kind of look forward to it. Even though, like, I think it was last night, they all blur together. I don't know if you heard me because you probably weren't up, but I was like, I woke up sort of screaming. Not really, but like when I woke up,
Yeah,
I
you
knew
told
I was
me about
audibly.
that, but I didn't hear it.
Oh, this was another one because there was that one too. The one he's talking about that I told him about, there was a spider in my dream. There was a spider on the ground and there was all sorts of clothes around. So I was like, oh man, if I don't get this spider, he's going to get into the dirty clothes and then I'm not going to be able to get him in the dream because my room's a little cleaner than that. And then I couldn't get to the spider, but then he started crawling up and then he was getting to me and I woke up. I was like, ah. And I was like, oh no. I was like, my heart was like, because I thought the spider was going to touch me.
I thought that's the one you were talking about.
No, just last night.
Now I'm curious. Okay,
just
what
last
happened?
night, it was another spider.
Oh my god!
I dreamed about another spider, but this time it was like, it was on me or something. I can't remember, but it was like I was waking up and I was trying to get it off, like like when you're, I don't know, being held down and you have to like bust out, so you're like, ah! And that's how I woke
That's
up.
called sleep paralysis.
Yeah, but no, I wasn't like feeling held back. I just felt like I had to like rip this spider off of me. You know what I mean? I was just like, and that's how I woke up this morning. I was like, ah!
Is
And
it
then I woke
because
up. I
of
was like, oh
the
no, I
spider in
said
the
that out
laundry
loud.
room?
I don't know.
Or did you forget all about that?
I forgot about that, but
It
maybe
was a-
subconsciously I didn't.
Big ass spider, dude.
I don't like spiders.
I don't like them either.
I don't like them.
I actually froze when I saw it.
Centipedes, millipedes.
I have
any
less of a
freaky
problem with
little-
those now.
The freaky bug things, I just don't like them. Honestly, I don't like anything that's not a tamed, or what do they call it? A domesticated animal. You know what I mean? Like if I see like a mouse, like I remember when we had mice in this apartment like years ago, I was freaking out. I was like, no, gotta go. Gotta
Burn it
leave.
down.
Burn this place and get another one, because I was like, no, I can't do it. Freaky field mice? No way. I'm not dealing with it. But yeah, I bought all the gerbil. I got a little gerbil, Hamskay, Bastion. I'm like, oh, these are great. Because these are domesticated. I know them. I know these guys. I don't know that guy. Whoever came into my house with his buddies, I don't know them guys, okay? Or the
Right.
spiders or the millipedes or all that stuff. I'm like, I don't know these people. They freak me out. I don't like them. At my work, we have freaking mice, and it's like the craziest thing. But what's so funny is like, so me and the marketing girls, they're like, I'm with them because these things freak me out, but they definitely freak these girls out. And the other day, one of the girls was like, can you come with me to the break room? I was like, why? And she's like, we seen a mouse. I was like, oh, hell no. I mean, I'll go with you to the break room, but man,
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to see no mouse.
When I was in Texas, a possum got into the store.
Oh no, that's not good.
And the team lead was like, you ever have those moments where somebody asks you to do something probably similar to that? And you feel obligated to be like not freaking out,
Yeah,
but inside you're like,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
You're like, if I was alone
But
here.
no. So the guy was like, "We're gonna catch a possum," and I was like, "No, we're not. You're gonna do it, and I'm gonna be there."
Yeah.
Because I'm not a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. But guess what happens if that possum shows up?
Fight to the death.
You're on your own.
Oh.
Sorry.
Gotta do it.
I'm like, oh, this is my first time. I'm learning. I'm just shadowing you on possum catching duties. You know what I mean? And when it comes time where either somebody asks me or you're not around or whatever, and somebody's like, ooh, you're the only one, I'm going to be like, that sucks. I'm not the only one because I'm not one. I can't do it.
No way. Hell no, I wouldn't do that shit either.
Yeah.
I barely deal with mice.
Yeah. Fortunately, we walked around for quite a while looking for this thing, and I'm just sitting there crossing my fingers and like, tying my toes together and like, oh, please don't find this thing.
Yeah.
But he's like good at this, so I'm like, he's gonna find it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna scream, or I'm gonna hold my composure, but I'm not helping him.
Oh. He'd be like, grab the bag. Jason, grab the bag.
And I'd be like,
yeah.
Sorry, frozen.
Yeah.
Does not compute. Like,
Right.
I'm not putting my hands anywhere near that possum because they have teeth and rabies. You know what I mean? Like, that just makes sense to me.
Oh, yeah. And we don't know him.
Yeah, he's a stranger.
If it was somebody's pet possum, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't think it's cute, but I'd be like, I'm not freak
And
out.
he's
But it's
telling
some
me
wild
he's like,
animal.
He's telling me like, all you gotta do is grab him by the tail. I'm like, I
Hell
hope you
no,
don't think I'm
bro.
gonna grab him by his tail because I'm not.
Right. That's like saying, all you got to do is punch this alligator in the face and it'll. It's like, bro, I'm not
Like
gonna
they
get
say
close
with sharks.
enough. Yeah,
yeah, you gotta punch it in the nose.
I'm not
like,
gonna
oh.
get close enough to punch the damn shark, bro. Like if a shark's coming at me, hopefully I get away or I die.
Yeah, I'm either getting got or I'm not.
Yeah. One or another.
I'll try to do like a spin move or something, but I'm not I'm not punching it.
Oh no, can't avoid this one. Gotta
Gotta
time to fight the shark.
Like, no,
Hell
I'm
no.
not fighting a shark. Like, no, hell no.
No, bro.
Sorry, guys.
Time to die.
Time to die.
Time to die.
God, I hope they don't put this on my tombstone.
But what was funny was like me and I was in this meeting with the head of our service desk. He's in India, and he's like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, Susie." I'm just gonna make up a name, Susie. I feel like I can't say
Why do
people's
you
first
always
names.
come up with
I
girl
don't know
names
why.
for guys or
no.
guy
I was saying
names
this was
for
a
girls?
this was a girl, but it's
Oh,
like
okay.
if I said their first name, nobody would know them.
Can
I feel like
pet
I
that
could
dog?
just say their first name. But anyway, this girl named Susie, or not her real name, but he's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, Susie said she needs me to go with her to the break room because they saw a mouse." And he's like, "Oh, is that a problem?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Like, we're not supposed to have the mice around." He's like, "Oh, in India, like there's mice everywhere." He's like, "This is common." I'm like, "In America, our buildings are supposed to be secure, and there's not supposed to be mice inside,
especially with a place with all
They can
this
be outside.
packaging."
I'm like, mice can be outside, but they're not supposed to be in the building, dude. Like, and he's like, "Oh,
No.
that's just normal in India. Like, mice everywhere, bro." I was like, "Not in America. Not in America."
Yeah, those are considered pests here.
Yeah, we don't want them. And they don't want them either, but it's like, I think they were just like so used to it because there's
What are
a
you gonna do about
billion people living in a place that's 1/3 the size of America or something. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey, we get mice.
That's
That's
like
just how
all
it
of
is.
America living in Texas.
Yeah, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. So I can see all the issues they run into. But no, I promised I have to go to bed. Otherwise, I would just stream for days and days, and that's just what I would do. So thanks for joining us today. I know it was a little shorter of a stream. Not really, because we streamed for 2.5 hours. It's longer than it should be.
A little shorter than normal, a little longer than what we
What it
intended.
should be. There's like an old Irish saying, because it was just St. Patrick's Day. It's like, I hope you live longer. It was like, live longer than you want, or more than you should, and more than you're, I can't remember. It's like more than you're supposed to, or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty good saying there. But no, I appreciate everybody's time. I'm going to go to bed. I got a big meeting tomorrow. We're going to edit some videos this weekend. I might even do a live stream on the Epic D Guy channel. So if you haven't added that one, it's youtube.com/@EpicDGuy, EpicDGuy. Epic D Guy.
That would have been so funny if you spelled.
I was going to spell it incorrectly. I think it's in the description as well. So I wanted to do an Epic D Guy video this weekend. I have a few ideas because I have the time. So add me on Epic D Guy. I'll do a show then at that point. And then either way, we'll be back next Tuesday, hopefully at an earlier time. And we'll be able to do this for a good chunk of time next week with a fully produced show for you people. So thank you so much for your time. Jason, thanks for joining. And everyone else, good day.
I'm sorry, everyone. The show's over, but we thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. We're out of here.
You what?
Good day.
Are you ready?